The night was restless in the city hospital, the kind where every second could decide between life and death. Dr. Emma Carter, only 28, but already one of the most promising young surgeons, was reviewing patient files when the sound of sirens pierced the air. Moments later, the sliding doors of the emergency room burst open. Paramedics rushed in with a stretcher carrying a man whose chest was drenched in blood. He was unconscious, his tactical vest torn, his breathing faint. Gunshot wound to the chest, male, early 40s, blood pressure dropping fast. The paramedic shouted. Emma's instincts kicked in. "Trauma room 3 now," she ordered, running alongside the stretcher. Nurses scrambled to follow. Even in the chaos, Emma's sharp eyes noticed the patches on his uniform. This wasn't just any patient. He was a SWAT leader, someone who put his life on the line for others. But right now, he was the one who needed saving. Inside the operating room, tension thickened the air. Monitors beeped frantically as nurses prepared equipment. "Doctor, he's crashing!" a nurse yelled, panic rising. Emma didn't flinch. She leaned over the wound, heart hammering, hands steady. The bullet was lodged dangerously close to his heart. "Scalpel," she demanded firmly. Her team obeyed without hesitation. Sweat trickled down her forehead as she worked. "Not tonight," she whispered to herself. "You're not leaving your family tonight." Her hands moved with precision, clamping the artery, carefully extracting the bullet. For a moment, silence consumed the room. Then, beep, beep, beep. His heart rate stabilized. Relief swept through the team. "Vitals are coming back," the assistant said with a smile. Emma exhaled deeply, but kept her composure. "Close him up. He's not just another number. He's going to live." Hours later, in the waiting room, a small boy, no older than 10, sat anxiously, tears brimming in his wide eyes. As Emma walked in, he rushed toward her. "Doctor, please tell me my dad's okay," he pleaded, voice shaking. Emma knelt beside him, gently placing a hand on his shoulder. "Your dad is a fighter," she said softly. "The surgery was tough, but he's strong. He's going to wake up." The boy burst into tears of relief, hugging her tightly. Emma froze for a moment, then returned the hug, her heart aching with emotion. That night, as she checked on her patient in recovery, she found herself staring at his face. Strong, weathered, marked by scars that told stories of battles fought. There was something hauntingly familiar about him, but she shook off the thought. She had seen so many soldiers and officers in her career. Why would this one be different? Morning. Sunlight filtered into the recovery room. The man stirred, groaning in pain as his eyes opened slowly. Emma stepped closer, speaking gently. "Easy. Don't move. You're safe now. You made it." His gaze focused on her, and despite his weakness, his voice was firm. You saved me." Emma allowed herself a small smile. "It's my job. You came in just in time." A quiet moment lingered until the boy rushed into the room, tears of joy streaming down his cheeks. "Dad, you're okay!" The man's eyes softened as he pulled his son into his arms. Emma watched, touched by the raw love between them. The next day, as his strength returned, Emma came in for a routine check. "You'll need rest and follow-ups, but you're healing well," she explained. The man looked at her, eyes narrowing, in thought. "Dr. Carter, have we met before?" he asked. Emma frowned slightly. "I don't think so. Why?" The man paused, his voice low, filled with memory. "Years ago, there was a hostage rescue. A little girl trapped in a burning building during a raid. I carried her out in my arms. She had a necklace with her name, Emma." Emma froze, her breath catching in her throat. Memories she had buried came rushing back. The smell of smoke, the terrifying heat, the strong arms that carried her out of the flames. She had been that little girl. Her necklace had spelled her name. And this man had been the hero who saved her life. Her eyes widened, tears forming as she whispered, "It was you. You were the one who saved me." The man, the SWAT leader, gave a faint smile despite the pain. Life has a way of circling back, doesn't it? I saved you once, and now you've saved me. For a long moment, the room was silent except for the soft hum of medical machines. Emma felt her heart swell with gratitude and awe. The man before her was not just her patient, not just a father. He was the reason she was alive, the reason she had grown up to become the doctor she was today. As days passed, his recovery continued. Emma visited often, sometimes just to check his vitals, other times simply to talk. His son grew attached to her too, often drawing her little pictures as thank yous. Slowly, what had begun as an emergency surgery transformed into something far more profound, a connection between past and present, between lives intertwined by fate. One evening, as Emma prepared to leave after her shift, the SWAT leader called out to her. "Emma," he said, his voice stronger now, "you gave me back my life. My son still has his father because of you. I can never repay that." Emma smiled softly, her voice steady, but filled with emotion. "You already did. Years ago, you gave me a chance to live. You saved me before I ever saved you." The man looked at her, eyes glistening, and for the first time since his injury, he allowed himself to cry. His son clutched his hand tightly, as if realizing for the first time the depth of what had happened. The story of that night spread quietly through the hospital, how a young doctor saved a man without knowing he was her rescuer from years past. Some called it fate, others called it destiny. But for Emma and the SWAT leader, it was something more. It was proof that life has a mysterious way of connecting souls, binding them through acts of courage and compassion. And so, the young doctor, who had once been a helpless child saved by a hero, had now, in her own moment of bravery, saved him in return. Their lives, forever linked, stood as a reminder. Sometimes the people we save are the very same who once saved us.